Welcome to the NRL previews for round 11 of the 2024 season with the NRL Magic Round returning to Suncorp Stadium. I'm Renee Gartner and I'm joined by Josh Reynolds, and we are unpacking all the games this weekend with our second last game of the round, seeing the Storm and Eels facing off. Josh, let's look at the Storm first. Now, they're aiming to rebound. It was a very tough, challenging loss against the top-of-the-table clash with the Sharks last week. Suncorp Stadium is basically like their second AAMI Park. I mean, it's a lot of Queenslanders returning home. Tyron Wishart, he was super impressive as a stand-in, for Jerome Hughes. He's back again this week. And then add to that, you'd think Bellamy's going to be pretty stoked to have Xavier Coates back.
Yeah, Guards would have been a very interesting week at the Storm, I reckon. They're not used to losing down in Melbourne, and yeah, look, we obviously see the effect of losing Pappenhausen and Hughes. Like, them two themselves in games just take control. Yeah. I love watching Pappenhausen play. He's not always out the back of all these sweep plays. He sniffs around the ruck, waiting for opportunities. When he gets it, he takes it, and he's too fast for anyone to catch him. Yeah. So Melbourne lose that whole speed factor to their spine. In comes, Wishart, who'd done an amazing job. I think for Wishart, he hasn't really found his spot yet. He's that utility tag. But, mate, he stepped up on the weekend, and some of those grubbers that he put in were amazing to get some repeat sets. So, really good for him. But for Melbourne this week, they just got to, get back to the power game, where they have lost a lot of their, spine. Munster needs to step up, at times, like he did on the weekend, stood up through that cutout pass, try time to Ream Smith. Thanks for coming. So, yeah, it is hard. I do understand when you haven't got much of your spine, but if anyone can do it, it's Melbourne. Especially
Xavier Coates in the air as well too.
Very true.
They're very dangerous in the air. Well, let's look at the Eels now. Still no Moses. So the partnership between Dylan Brown and Dijon Arcee continues. Brad Arthur gave the side the biggest rev up I've seen in a post-match conference. Back-to-back losses to the Dolphins and then into the Broncos. The effort seems to be improving every week. But does it come down to just one player's missing? Is that the sort of the dynamic that's really changed for them?
It's an interesting one. Obviously, Mitch, I probably haven't seen a team rely on one guy so much, and it's just shown me in this time that Mitch has been off, because Mitch's game suits their game plan. Yeah. They play the power game, and Mitch Moses will hit you on the air, hit you on a short side, and if that's not on, they'll play through the forwards, look for an offload. Yeah. And as soon as they're through the line, they got the likes of Mitch, Guffo, two of the best support players of our game. That's how they play. Yeah. And they're both missing, Gart. So that's one thing that Para have to adapt to. They found Blaze Talangi, who's been unbelievable for them. He's a bit of X factor. Yeah. But as you said, I feel I wouldn't want to be on the end of one of those sprays of Brad Arthur. But it is. The teams are going through the middle. Yeah. So the middle is their strength usually. But at the moment, the middle are going to have to have a talk to each other and say, look, boys, they're knocking down the front door too much. We've got to tighten this up if we're any chance of competing with the likes of Melbourne.
Yeah, especially the team who does very much like to knock on every single door that's possible on the field.
Very true.
All right, thank you very much, Josh. One round, one ground, every game. That's magic. Speaking of magic, day 3 is sold out, so stay tuned to NRL.com for all your news. If you're not heading to Magic Round, remember you can watch this one on Channel 9, Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or KO. Kick-off is at 4:05 p.m.